am so happy to be back with you for episode 2 of Your Soulful Spaces. Truly Jude, and this show is really all about finding our soulful spaces by listening to the whisper inside ourselves and also relying on God's grace, whatever that is for you. Coming up on the show today, I'm going to be talking about Sara Blakely, the founder of SPANX. Also coming up, my newest blog, My Favorite Magnolia Paint Colors Add Soul to Small Spaces, and the Mom to movement. I don't know if you heard about this, but I'm excited to talk a little more about that, and I think it's about time we do acknowledge the balance that goes on. So I'm going to start with Sara Blakely. If there is anyone in the news this week that exemplifies following the whisper inside yourself, it's her. She's a perfect example of that. So she started with $5,000 in an apartment, and she turned SPANX into a worldwide business. What you will have heard, I'm sure, is that she sold it for more than $1 billion. What I love is that when she first started, she put it on a whiteboard. I want this to be a $20 million company. And most people just thought that was crazy. And of course, that goal and that vision and that intuition inside herself of what is possible made that possible.
And think about what we've been able to create and what we've been able to do by being authentic and kind and deliver amazing products to women, to use very feminine principles in a very masculine space, which is business, leading with intuition, vulnerability, all the things that 21 years ago I thought, well, let's just try this and see what happens.
So I follow her a lot on LinkedIn, and about a week ago, I saw something that didn't get any headlines, but it really resonated with me as a mom. She was in a Target with her 3 children. Listen to what she said.
Here, look, these are mommy's products. See? Assets Love SPANX, this whole section.
Where?
Charlie, wait, Lincoln, I'm trying to show you guys something that mommy created.
It's big.
Oh.
What I think that we should take away from Sara Blakely is that she is soulfully true to herself. And I think that's something that we should all strive to be, because God knows we have all been in a store with kids running around, and I just loved seeing that with her. So I wrote a blog this week, and it really is about the small spaces that we create for ourselves that feel so soulful. I called it My Favorite Magnolia Paint Colors Add Soul to Small Spaces, and that's because I honestly used all of their paint colors. I love them. But more importantly, when I came into this house and we looked at this house, I stepped in and I knew immediately the spaces that I wanted to transform. And they weren't big spaces. They were actually some of my small spaces. What you see on Pinterest, it looks so easy, but it is not always easy. Some of it was, though, so hopefully you'll enjoy that. I also think this is a soulful space to talk about the Mom to movement. A woman by the name of Caitlin Wanjung Chang posted a photo of herself giving a talk in a professional setting with a baby strapped to her. Over the 6 months that she has had that baby, she has really censored where she shared that she was a mother. So she would post really cute baby pictures on Instagram, but she would never say anything on LinkedIn. And she used this moment to talk about the kind of support we need as women who are working with children. So mom too. And I am a mom too, right? Like, I am a TV anchor, but I am a mom too. I am a teacher, but I am a mom too. It made me think a lot about my time at WCAX, a TV station in Burlington, Vermont, where I had a boss who was just simply ahead of his time when my son arrived. And my little guy would be dropped off on Saturday mornings. I worked on Saturdays. And my husband would go off to do work, and he would sit in his little car seat next to my desk, and I would do work. I would finish my day, and nobody said anything. It was okay that he was with me. It was okay that I was a mom too. And there were many, many nights, because my husband traveled so much, that I would have to leave work at 20 to 5 to go pick up my son at daycare. And it was okay with my boss. He understood, he had empathy that I was a mom too. And I think that that is soulful. It is soulful to know that you are in the workplace and you have that support. Coming up next week in my blog, I'm going to be talking about when is it okay to let your past back in. That's a hefty topic. A lot of us have things in our past that feel good or don't feel good. And that's what my blog's gonna be about. And I'm inspired by two situations where my past came back to me. And one of them felt really positive and one of them felt really negative. So keep an eye out for that on Thursday. I have two final thoughts. My first one is that I just see this as a collective. We are together, we are faithful and fierce women. And I have a faithful and fierce friend who needs our prayers, who needs us to lift her up. And I don't want to say much for her own privacy, but she is a breast cancer survivor and she is now in another fight. And if you will just collectively lift her up with love, I would be so grateful for that. And finally, I saw a tweet from Ken Olin. You remember 30-something? Back then I thought 30-something was so cool, right? Stressful marriages, stressful parenting. Now I know a little more. But he posted a tweet that said, maybe all that really matters is loving and being loved. It sure feels like it today because my beautiful daughter had a baby yesterday. He's right. Ultimately, in the end, love is what's important.